They escape, a leap for freedom. Act 3, Scene 1 and 2. Takes place in the sitting room. Hannah enters. Mrs. Gaines talks about Hannah's second marriage. Sam, Hannah's first love, sold by Colonel. Mrs. Gaines wants Hannah to marry Cato. Cato is a faithful servant of Dr. Gaines. Hannah refuses. Mrs. Gaines manipulates Hannah. Hannah doesn't like Cato. Mrs. Gaines wants Hannah to wear her calico dress and jump the broomstick. Jump the broomstick is an event in African American wedding. Mrs. Gaines, glad that Colonel sold Sam. She wants to keep Cato and Hannah with her as slave. Happy that Colonel sold Melinda because her husband had an affair, but afraid that Dr. Gaines would deceive her. She has a doubt that Dr. Gaines had an affair with Melinda. She thinks that she would find Melinda if she is left in the neighborhood. Scene 2. In the kitchen. Hannah talks to Cato. She wants Cato to tell Mrs. Gaines that she is not interested in this marriage. Cato refuses. He likes Hannah, compares him with Sam, wants Hannah to be proud of him, tells her to obey Mrs. Gaines, wants Hannah for a long time. Marriage. Mrs. Gaines asks Hannah and Cato to be ready for the marriage, asks Dolly and Susan to catch the broomstick, asks Hannah and Cato to hold hands. Hannah refuses. Mrs. Gaines wipes her with a cowhide in the cellar. Dolly asks help from Cato to save Hannah. Cato refuses. Mrs. Gaines and Hannah enters. Hannah jumps the broomstick with Cato. Mrs. Gaines wants Hannah and Cato to be happy about the wedding. Dolly and Susan talks about Mrs. Gaines and Cato's rude behavior. Dolly predicts that Dr. Gaines would not have sold Melinda.